Welcome back to the Herbal Bunny. My name is Tamatha. Guess what? They survived. Most of them anyway. Let's take a look at the siblings that I've already transplanted. So if you remember a few days ago, I transplanted the artichokes, and there was some of them that I almost killed because I didn't check them for a couple days, and the heat lamp not the heat lamp, but the light got really hot and almost killed like a whole row. And this was the row. Now there was a couple of them I had to yank out because they were not going to make it. And I don't think that this little guy is going to make it. He's kind of been that size now for a while. I did have to take off some of the, let me get this over here on a flat spot. I did have to take off some of the seed leaves because they were really brown, like burnt on the ends, kind of like this right here. But they were like more so. And there they are. I just threw them down in the cup. And there was two of them that I actually had to just yank out because they definitely were not going to make it. But you can see how on his leaf right there, he's kind of burnt. But they actually popped up pretty well. They perked up pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and transplant these guys into their own little home. The soil I'm going to be using is this all-purpose potting mix. I've already got the little pots filled with dirt. These are the ones I get from Amazon. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Okay, so I added some water. Typically you want to just kind of dampen the soil before you actually put them in the pots. The bowl I typically use is filled with seed starting mix, so I just did it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to let these sit for about 10 minutes and then we'll go ahead and put the babies in their home. Okay, so I made him a little hole. Here he is. I popped him out. I kind of like to just move the soil around a little bit, kind of break it up a little bit, so that way the roots can kind of get untangled a little bit faster. And I'm just going to stick him down in there nice and gently. Don't want to break off any parts. Just like that. And there he is. All right, I'm going to finish the rest of them up and then I'll show you what's next. All right, we got them all 5 potted up. I already have 12 up there. And they are a little bit slightly bigger than these ones because, like I said, I almost killed these. All right, so the next stuff I'm going to be adding on is some vermiculite. This helps to keep the soil gnats away and hold in the moisture. So we're just going to sprinkle a nice little layer around them, each one. Just like that. And the other ones, well, these ones here, I had clipped off some of the leaves because they were pretty dry. So that one there, I'm just going to pinch them off without ripping. Just pinch off the... Those are the seed leaves, so it's okay. Those are the true leaves. So I know I've mentioned this in other videos, but if this is the first time watching this video, any of my videos, these are the seed leaves. So these are just the leaves that just pop up from seed germination. And then these other bigger leaves are the true leaves. So see the difference? Almost most plants' seed leaves they look like that. And then, what the heck is that, a hair? Sorry. And then these are the true leaves. So I'm gonna go ahead and vermiculite the rest of these and put them in their new home. Okay, there we go. We got the vermiculite. So something I like to do is you always put the date on it. I put the date that actually the date that I put the seeds, planted the seeds, not the date that I transplanted them. So the 26th of January is the day that I actually started my seeds. All right, so this row, back to the pink tag, and these two are the ones I just planted. And here, compare to the ones I did that actually survived me trying to kill them. So it did stunt their growth a little bit, but I'm confident they're going to make a full recovery. No big deal. There's a few other ones that are kind of small. Like this one back here, he's still got his Trulies. I mean, he looks healthy, but he really hasn't gotten too much bigger. But we'll keep him in there and we'll just see. So I have my camera out. I will just show you guys how well everything else is doing. So this is the tray that my friend had gifted to me, where it has like the little self-watering thingy. This here dips down into the water down below. And these are the little seeds that she got me from, I think it was Lowe's. But they're doing really well. This row here, I don't know if you remember in the video, there was a row that I missed. So I believe it was this row. Oh look, this guy right here is not doing so great. He kind of got tipped over. That's okay. But if you look in this row here, I got two different kind of plants growing. So I double seeded, obviously, in this row. So I'm not sure exactly what he's gonna be. I might have to look back at the video and see if I can't figure out what I did wrong, what I planted where. But then if I come over here and look at this row, I only have one little thing sprouting. So something went. See, this is what happens when I start talking and I'm trying to do something and I didn't make my tags right away. So that was a lesson learned. I go through and I do this just to help strengthen up their little stems. I also have a fan that goes on them too. And that's the onions that's been growing. So in a recent video, I did some lettuce, different varieties of lettuce, and I did 5 containers. These ones are underneath the light that gets pretty heated, and they're growing really well. So lettuces, they definitely need the heat and the light to germinate. But let me show you the one that's not underneath the heated one. So this is just underneath the light from Lowe's. They just started sprouting. I don't know if you can see that. They're not growing nearly as well as the other one. It might be the variety, or it just might be the light. I'm thinking it's probably the light. And this here's the onions that I got from my friend, onion seeds. I just put some water in. They almost started getting too dry. And then back there, there's not a whole lot going on. There's some seeds that's popped up. But that's my kale. I just planted on the 19th, so some of that stuff takes a little bit of a while to germinate. And there's some things that's popping up. It looks like the Napa cabbage has germinated. Looks like some of the cauliflower. But yeah, keeping my fingers crossed. And this bottom tray is the plants that my husband helped me seed. Now see, these ones here are kind of yellow, and I had to raise it up closer to the light because, and if you can tell, they're kind of growing towards the light. So I want to come down and adjust these more than just once every other day. I usually come down here every other day. Mom had to come down here like every day and just kind of shift these because they're wanting more light, and they're yellow, so they're not getting enough light. Where these ones here, they're pretty green, and these ones, oh, I wasn't even showing the camera. So these ones here are green, and these ones here, you see how yellow they look? And they're both zinnias. This whole row right here is zinnias. There's 6 and 6, but there's different variety. So, but these ones here are looking pretty green. So, and that's the poppies. There's tons of those little suckers in there. We really planted those nice and thick. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry I sound horrible. I was helping my daughter. She was dyeing her hair, bleaching her hair, and she was in an enclosed place, and I was like, oh, it's really strong in here, and I breathe in the fumes, and now my throat is hurting. So I've been drinking lots of tea, herbal tea, and gargling in salt water. But anyway, forgive me. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I want to do a video on the lights and the different lumens and how far apart that you need them, and just some learning things that I'm, learning from how, you know, like the yellow ones and green. But just, I'm going to do, I've been doing my research and stuff, and this is learning, because I'm still learning, you know. There's a lot of this stuff I have never grown before, and just, it's a learning lesson for me, and I want to be able to share that with you guys, because to start making some of the same mistakes that I'm making, and you're like, hey, you said this. But anyways, that's why I'm like really recording and just keeping track of everything and just showing you guys and sharing with you. And if you guys have suggestions or whatnot, that would be awesome. Anyway, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and leave comments and tell me your guys' ideas. What's your preferred method? And I'll see you guys in the next video, and hopefully I'll feel better by then. Bye.